Welcome to Daily Conversation. This is Mr. K.
This is Eric.
Yeah, today is the 4th of January 2022, and the time now is 6:17 a.m. Well, our topic today is how do you appraise intuition? Rate your own intuition and how is it? Right, so before we get started, please click the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel. All right, so here we go. Yeah, so for this topic, I think actually I has got um no idea how to appraise my intuition and also the rest part of the question, like how to rate it and how was my intuition. So would you like to start your sharing first so I have some rough idea?
Now maybe we can discuss what is the definition of intuition first.
Hmm. Okay, so for my understanding, intuition is something like um you get the clue or you get the knowledge of something, but that thing isn't go through your conscious mind. It doesn't go through your conscious thought. It means that maybe you don't have uh, a logical um, uh, uh, things to follow, and then but you somehow know that this thing is likely to happen, or this thing is like this, like that.
We should do something like that. We should follow the rules. Yeah.
Um,
It's yeah, yeah. So it's kind of like we didn't map out every uh maybe every or most of the possible outcome, and then we
mm,
didn't do the analysis.
yeah.
But our brain, in our subconscious, we use our past experience. We use our memory, and
Mm,
then to try to find the linking between our past experience and the event and the thing we are going to do or
mm,
the things that are going to happen. And then we use our experience, and then our brains will automatically links those events together, and then give you an output. So the output is a result of the intuition. Yeah.
so mainly it is about experience, right?
Yeah. So one very simple example, you saw a girl, and then she's fat, and
Mm,
then you found she's not interested. Sorry, I miss you found you have no interest on her. And
mm.
why? But
um
you didn't map out every possible outcome.
ah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So so you use your past experience to judge that. But if I ask you why you have no interest on her, you say, oh, it's a body shape. Yeah, and then you know that uh, maybe there's high probability which a very fat guy, he or she don't have the the principle, or he or she don't have any clue
Discipline.
uh, on on the on the awareness of his or her health. Yeah.
Mm,
So he or she may get illness in future. Yeah. So you don't want to suffer the risk. Yeah. And also maybe you have better choice. So why you want to choose this? Yeah. But
mm,
better choice here. So it happened again. What is better choice? Why make it better? Why make it worse? So if you want to keep analyze, we can you keep analyze like in infinitely. Yeah, there's no an end. You need to keep define the things. You need to keep analyze the thing. Yeah, but our brains don't do that. Our brain just give you an output. Yeah, just give you a result, and then you follow that. Another example, which is why you choose the food you eat. Yeah, initially
Isn't that
maybe you
a habit?
yeah maybe your parents fed you the foods in when we are when you are a child, when you are a kid, and then your past experience tell you that okay, this food is safe for you. It's safe, yeah, it's safe to you. So maybe it become a habit, okay, and also maybe your brain's telling you, okay, yeah, this food is safe to you, so you can eat it. And when you see something very strange, maybe the shape, maybe the taste, maybe the smell, and your brain will kind of like will give you the give you a signal. Oh, this is something I have never experienced before. Yeah, something wrong here. Something wrong here. Yeah, and then you start to gain back your conscious. Gain back your control. Gain back your control by consciously think on the decision, think on the task, think on the events that you are experiencing. Yeah. So one of the book which is the Think Fast and Slow, which is we have two type of system in our brain, which is a system 1 and system 2. And system 2 is require you to use a conscious to use a part of the brain to analyze the thing. Yeah, so it's slow. This is a system 2, it's slow. And the opposite is the system 1. So it's very, very fast. Yeah, and this is use our intuitions, and then it can largely affect by our the decision making. The decision you make is largely influenced by your past experience, by your environment, and by your emotion. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, so it will make it fast. And another example, which is the driving. Do you think when you drive? No.
Yeah.
You use a feeling. You use the if something wrong, what you do, and some people will stop the car, some people will maybe turn his or her steering. Yeah, and which action is correct, which action is good, which action is bad. We need to use our slow system. We need to use our system 2 to analyze, to map out. Yeah, maybe in some situation we should stop our car, we should brake our car. In some other situation we should turn our car. Yeah, when the route is different, in what situation maybe it's raining, we shouldn't turn our car because the route is kind of like uh, the
Less
gravity,
friction.
yeah, less friction. Yeah, the friction is less, so you may actually increase the probability of get an accident. Yeah, even though you try to prevent accidents, but you actually
Lose
kind of like
control.
lose control of your car. Yeah, so you didn't do the analysis, and then you came out the solution. So this is intuition. Yeah. Yeah. So this is the definition of intuition.
Yep. So according to what you said just now, so it seems like things which is we if we regard them as and intuition. And most of these things can actually be going to further to find out what is the reason for you to think like that, to make a decision like that, right? We can
Yeah.
find out something to refer, and the process of finding out the reason is actually the conscious already, right? It's the
Yes.
process of
Yeah.
appraise our intuition, is it?
Yeah. You can say like that.
Oh,
Yeah. So
yeah.
it's kind of like the process of evaluation.
Mm,
This is a system two.
mm,
Yeah. But uh mm, okay, for me, I don't rely on intuitions to make decisions, because
mm,
every of my decisions will be evaluated by
mm,
me for for uh for there's a minimum requirement of time. Yeah.
mm,
Yeah. So so yeah. And yeah, but not 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 all of the choice, not all the decisions is uh required the evaluations. Yeah.
mm. So
Yeah.
it depends on the issue, whether it is important or not important.
What? Can you repeat again?
Yeah, because you say not everything's require our evaluation, is it?
Hello?
Hello? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. A bad connection.
Mm. Yeah, just now you talk about something like not everything require evaluation, is it?
Yeah. Uh, not every decision require the evaluations. And for example, when you buy a product, when you buy when you like purchase some services, yeah. So
Mm,
this kind of small decision don't require the evaluation, don't require the further analysis. So yeah, and but this is quite subjective, because uh, different people will have different thoughts on that. Yeah, which decision uh, need to analyze, which don't want, which don't need. Yeah,
mm,
so this is uh yeah, so just now I say, for me, uh yeah, I think I think I did say all my decisions uh will be required the evaluation. Yeah. So yeah, this is not this is not true. And what I want to say is most of my important decisions, or yeah, you can say all of my important decisions, or most of my important decisions, uh I will do the evaluation. I will not
mm.
rely on my intuitions to make decisions.
Oh,
But
mm,
does it mean that intuitions is totally useless? No, because intuition is something like give you the idea.
mm,
You can think like this is the result of the reflection. You can think like something happened, and then you use your awareness to try to think, yeah, why I will have this kind of thoughts. Hmm, yeah, why I will I will think to use this kind of strategy, deal with it. So you go to the next step. You try to evaluate the your initial decision, your initial solution, and maybe at the end you found, oh, this is the best solution that I could found that I could find.
okay. So
So
do you
so
mean
that's
that
mean so that's mean the
yeah.
decisions are the decisions after you evaluate
Mm,
is actually same as the decisions before you evaluate. Sometimes you'll found like that. Yeah.
Mm.
But sometimes it's not the case. So you change. Yeah. But after you change, the thing you learned, the thing you experience, the thing you believe also shape yourself again, also shape your experience, shape your thoughts, shape your emotions, shape your cue, shape your the trigger.
Mm.
Yeah. So what does it mean here is maybe after some time the strategy is no longer useful, and then you actually need to find another solution to solve the problem, but you didn't. Yeah. So that's mean evaluation and the reflection is a process that you have to keep going, keep doing. So this is kind of like the review. You need to review your decisions. Maybe uh, uh, I don't know. Some people maybe every 6 months, every 1 year, or some people do it occasionally. They don't fix the times, but you need to keep review your decision, keep review your thoughts to try to think. Yeah, try to think. Is it still valid? Is the thing still true?
Mm.
And it actually makes the thing more complex. Why? Because we don't know whether this thing is we didn't analyze before, or whether this thing is actually we did analyze before. Okay, but is this correct? Is it wrong? Is it still valid or still or not valid anymore? Yeah, this one's we're not sure. Yeah, because
Mm.
our experience
Yeah.
and our knowledge keep shape us. Yeah, keep change us. Mm. So as more you learn, you found that oh, sometimes you have an idea, and also sometimes you found that oh, this is this kind of thought is actually I forget I learned from somewhere, but I but I know that I did learn from somewhere, and also some of the thoughts you you forget whether you learn from somewhere or whether you kind of like think by your own,
Mm.
but it could be mixed. You learn something and then you also think, and then you think further, and then you kind of like internalize the idea, internalize the concept. So this is something belong to you. Yeah. But we still need to keep testing our idea, keep testing, keep review our actions. Yeah. Otherwise, as more you go, you will kind of like more rely on the intuition, which is the type one, but less
Mm.
rely on the type two. Mm.
Um, okay. So here I'm I'm a little bit confused. Firstly, you say you come up with the idea of fast and slow thinking, right? And then fast is
Mm.
referring to intuition, and slow is referring to those thinking with much conscious.
Mm.
And just now you say that for you, most of your decisions in your life, you actually
Important
use.
decision. Mm. Yeah, important
Oh,
decision.
so you use the conscious thinking, which is not the intuition, and uh, so intuition is also can
Yeah.
be used
Mm.
in uh, can we say that it can be used in uh, reflection, which is like we have something to refer why at first we will think like this, and then after after some conscious thinking, and then what is the different? Is it something like that, so that
Yeah.
we can compare?
Yeah. So that means the intuitions is a think, is a think, uh, which is which give you the result, which is like what I say, the brains give you the output. Yeah, so reflection is the actions to do on the result of the intuition. Yeah, so reflect is something like the work, right? And also the result of the intuition, which is maybe an idea of, or concept of things or decisions. This is maybe is a subject, yeah, or maybe also sorry, maybe this is an object, yeah, it's an object being done by the work, being done by the reflect, yeah. So you reflect on the result of the intuition.
So
and
it
who do
also
that?
means that
Yeah,
yeah,
and who did that is you. So you are the subject. Yeah. So because recently I start to learn the English, and yeah, and I learned about like the subject,
structure of the sentence.
Yeah, the subject, and also predicate, or maybe a predicate, and also the object. Yeah, and yeah, this is something you learned, and you can find that yeah, it actually can also use in the thinking to try to think the nature of the thing, whether it is uh whether it is an action, whether it is the thing being done, or whether it is the person does the thing, yeah, do the thing, yeah. So yeah, so at here reflection is the action, and then the result of the intuitions is the object.
And then we are the subject, we do it, right?
Yeah, and yeah, and just now I say that yeah, intuitions, yeah, even though most of your important decision is not made intuitively, but there's a big question. But where those ideas come from? Yeah. So it's also come from intuition.
Yeah, because they are faster, right? They are also, you say they can be something emotional, right? The first feeling
Yes.
of us when something happened in front of us.
Yeah. So you use awareness to catch it, and maybe put into your short-term memory, maybe put into long-term memory, or maybe you put into a note, and then you record down, and then you reflect. Yeah. And we also learned something before, which is maybe the journaling, or maybe I shared before. If you want to like get control in your dream, there's one method which is quite useful, and which is every time you wake up, and then you quickly record the thoughts in your mind. You quickly try to recall what happened in your dream. Yeah, you try to record it down. And then the first thing is you tell your brain this is important. Please memory that. Please memorize that. Okay, and this is a short-term memory. This is a long-term memory. Okay, and then you also write into the notes. So this is about memory. And then, but the second is you start to gain the awareness. Maybe in your real life, and also in your dream, you start to gain the awareness, and then you can maybe slowly start to change your dream, because you aware maybe you are in the dream, or you are in the real life. Yeah. So you also can think like the dream is something like the subconscious, we couldn't control it, but once we start to do something and try to catch the memory, and then we aware that, and then we can analyze that, we can reflect that, we can improve it. So it's also a process. So I would say intuitions is a process. Yeah. Even though you didn't use your intuition to make a lot of decisions, to make your important decision, and yeah, you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't use just your pure intuition to make an important decision. Yeah.
Mm.
And also, yeah, so this is a process. Even though you didn't do that, but it also help you. It also shape you. It also give you the idea. It also provide you the opportunity to analyze further, to make a better decision.
Mm. Yeah. Can I say that like this? Let's say you have a better intuition because of the reflection process in the past. You keep
Yeah.
do the reflection, and then you have a better intuition.
Yes.
And let's say now there is a challenge for you and another guy, the same challenges, and then also a given a time a time period is
Yeah,
given. Let's say 2 days.
you can perform
Yeah.
better than him.
Yeah, because your starting point is already better, right? Using your intuition, you already screen out many let's say uh, those things which is not feasible. So you already uh, clear them out from your thinking. So your
Yeah.
starting point is better, and after come up with the conscious thinking 2 days, then maybe the result you the decision you make, the result that you get is better than the other guy, right?
Yeah. So yeah, exactly. So there are some implications here. The first is experience. Experience is more important than knowledge. And uh, the second is about the reflections. Okay, and uh, because you done this in the past, and also now it shape you, and it give you a high level standing point. Yeah. And also uh uh just now I want to say the reflections. mm, yeah, I forget what I want to say, but this is something like using another perspective to uh to s- to explain why self reflection is so important. Yeah. But I forget how to explain. Yeah. Just mm, yeah. So yeah, about the first one, experience is more important than knowledge. Yeah, of course, because experience is you learn the knowledge before, and then you doing it, and then you already have some uh like the on hand experience. You already did something similar before, so that's yeah. But knowledge is just a pure knowledge. You don't have any
Mm.
experience before. Yeah.
Yeah.
And also yeah. So one example is the driver. Experienced driver versus inexperienced driver.
Mm.
They have the same knowledge. Yeah. They can have the same level of knowledge about the routes, about the traffic law. Yeah. About how to react on different situations. But even though you know that, but when the things really happen, and then you are required to make the decision in a very very short period.
Mm. Yep.
Inexperienced driver couldn't do that. The
Yes.
experienced driver can do that.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah. So the second point about the reflection. So you also can think, yeah, the reflection is also a way to improve yourself, to kind of like uh allow you allow you to uh to accumulate the experience, something like that. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm. Yeah. So maybe for something, yeah, for something, reflection can be uh, a direct process to accumulate experience. And I think for some, maybe for some other things, after reflection, maybe you need deliberate practice
Yeah.
so that
Okay.
that will become your intuition.
Yeah. Yeah, I think reflection couldn't you couldn't just directly use the inflections to gain the experience uh, just like you couldn't just use the thinking. You couldn't just sit down and think and then reflect and then try to
Mm,
think how how to drive a plane. Yeah, how to drive an
mm,
airplane, and then you can become a great pilot. You couldn't do that, but if you are the pilot, if you are a pilot, you already have the experience. Then you can use your self reflection to think, oh, maybe in this situation I should do this. Why?
mm,
You analyze. You use the system to analyze, and then after some time, it already being internalized. So next
mm,
time when the same thing really happens, and then you don't need to think, you just react because you have thought it before.
mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, uh, there's one of the story, not story, is actually a quote, uh, uh, spoken by once I'm not sure it's CIA agents or maybe the FBI agents, and and yeah, and the person, he say that there's one time he faced uh, he faced danger. He
Mm,
faced danger. Somebody holding a gun want to kill him, and
mm,
then chasing him, and then he's he quickly uh he yeah and then he ran he run, and then he found a stair. So there's a upstairs, and then
mm,
he just and then he just I'm not sure, he kind of like go down the stair a few steps, and then lie
mm,
down, and then lie down the stair.
mm,
Yeah, lie on the stair, and then uh maybe the stair, uh, I think the stair is very uh um maybe it's not the
Steep.
stair. Okay. Yeah, yeah, it's steep, and uh the person at the upstairs couldn't see it. Yeah, couldn't see if there's some people uh, lie down on the middle of the stair. Okay, I'm not sure what is the environment, because yeah, it's not the scenes. This is just
Mhm,
a code. Is just a sentence. He tells us, but we can imagine. We can try to
mm,
imagine, and then he did that, and then the chaser, the person who chaser, found that, oh, okay, uh, he's not going this direction, so he may go to another direction, and then and then the the CIA agents successfully uh like get up,
escape.
yeah, escape of the danger. Yeah, and he say that I don't make decision at the current moment, but I think that's but I think this scenario before. I have thought this before. Yeah, and for our job, and then we need to spend a lot of time think really hard how to escape a danger when something happens. We need to rehearsal. We need to rehearsal, and then we need to think what situation I should do this, I should do that. Then when the situation really happens, and then you can react faster. Yeah. Yeah. So I think the self-reflection here is also similar to the rehearsal, but you couldn't rehearsal, you couldn't reflect something that you have no experience before.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. So this is how I appraise my intuitions. I don't use this to make decisions, but the idea will come. The original idea will come from the intuition, even though this is come from book first, or even though it has come from something I learned before. Okay, but uh, yeah. So, but when the idea comes out, when the ideas comes to me, yeah, and then this we need to catch it. Yeah, we need to catch it. And then we have no idea whether the original idea is come from book or come from our thinking or mix. Okay, but it actually come from your mind, come from your friends, and something that you learned before. Your neurons is kind of like suddenly link together and then prompt you the idea. So this is the intuition. And then you aware that, you record it, and then you can improve it. Yeah, and then the second question, rate your own intuition. Okay, if try to think in this way, we try to use our intuition to make decisions, to make important decision, because sometimes we still need to use our intuitions to make important decisions, because like those example we mentioned just now. Yeah. We need to react in a very uh, quick
short period of time, right?
Yeah, we need to rely on our intuition.
Yeah.
And but how about when you use your intuition to make decision? How about the success rate? Yeah. And it also depend how well you are in the field. Yeah.
Yep. Different things, right?
And for me, for example, about the investments in investing. Okay. It is quite funny. Okay, if you try to split it into different time frames, short terms maybe is maybe less than 6 months or less than 1 year, and also medium term maybe 1 to 3 years, and long terms maybe 5 to 7 years or 5 to 10 years, or maybe another is a very long term, which is more than 20 years. And then yeah, we as a human is very, very difficult to predict the short terms, maybe within 1 year or maybe within 6 months. We very, very difficult to predict the short-term future accurately. So your probability is just around 50%, and it could be worse because your emotions can affect your thoughts. You will form or you will fear. Yeah, the two emotions, the fear and the greed and the fear affect your decision. Yeah, and so make your probability of success go down. Yeah, so I think you heard some story similar to the following story, which is the hash. Some people did some experiment, which is he get uh 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 he tried to let the monkey, or try to let the try to let the monkey to pick the stock. Yeah, so it's kind of like randomly. And the performance is better than most of the hedge funds. Sorry, not hedge fund, is better than most of the active mutual funds. Yeah, I think you heard many this kind of story before. Yeah, so this is also an example to explain the why rely on intuitions, especially in short term, is very bad choice. But when you go, but if the time frame is longer, maybe medium term, long term, or very long term, a very uneducated persons, they can make a very good prediction. They can use their intuition to make decisions, even though they have no idea about the financial analysis. They look at a company, Google, TikTok. Oh wow, TikTok, everyone using it. Yeah. So what does it mean? Yeah. So it's a very strong company. You can invest it. It's that easy. They don't look at the financial reports. They don't look at the environment. They don't do the macroeconomic, macro environment, geopolitical analysis. They don't do that. They don't think what cycle we are in, what kind of business cycle we are in. They don't think about the finance, the cash flow, the balance sheet, the profitability of that business. Yeah. But in short terms, if you make the investment and then you expect you can get the good return in short term, you probably will lose money. Why? Because first thing is, maybe everyone think the same, and second, even though not everyone think the same, but the expert already thought that before, so they already buy all the position they want to buy. So now the retail investor goes in and then push the price higher, and then the experts, or maybe the whale sell the stock to you, to the retail investor, so they earn money. But how about the very long term? Yeah, something is a trend. Yeah, this is a trend, and everyone know that. For example, if you want to predict which country economy will be stronger in the next 10 years, yeah, make a prediction.
Oh, you mean the strongest in the world?
Yeah.
10 years. I think maybe it still will be the U.S.
Yeah, maybe it's U.S., maybe China, right? Yeah. So yeah, this is very easy, right? Everyone know that. Everyone maybe it's U.S. U.S. still the strongest at this current moment, and in the next 10 years, U.S. still can be the strongest one, but China is kind of like
Getting
growing
closer.
growing very fast, and all of us using the China product, using a product made in China. Yeah. And so China has a chance. Yeah, so the strongest one, it could be US, it could be China, and this is something everyone know. Everyone already know. But how do you make investment using that? Yeah. If you try to use these intuitions to do short-term trading, and you probably will lose money, just like few months ago. Yeah, the Chinese stock listed on the US market dropped drastically, right? Yeah, almost all of the Chinese stock dropped drastically
Yeah.
because of the China government rule and regulations. Yeah. So, but if you think about the very long-term perspective, 20 years, 50 years, can government stop that trend? Yeah.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah. So, for me, in investments, yeah. If I use the intuition to do short-term trading, I will probably will lose money. Yeah. If I use the intuition to make medium, long, very long terms investment, it probably will make money. Yeah, of course we say make money, but doesn't mean that it make $1 or $10 or 1 billion or 1 million, right? We just say
Mm.
you will not lose money. You
Yeah.
will make. If you want to improve your result, yeah, of course you need to go to the system 2. Use the system 2 to analyze.
Mm.
But something we need to know, which is this kind of intuitions could be the law, could be the law of nature, could be the principle. Yeah. So something that you need to aware. If you do something against it, if you go against the law, yeah, you might suffer. You may suffer.
Mm.
So it's quite strange. Initially, we start from the intuition, and then we analyze. We not reliant, but we not rely on the intuition. But at the end, we still rely back to our intuition. But of course, we still analyze. We analyze something, and also we may also review our decision.
Mm. Yep. So yeah, I have a thinking right now, which is it's actually a question, which is sometimes we have bias, right, when making decision. So do you think the bias is at the beginning, which is in the intuition, or the bias occurs in the conscious thinking?
I think occur in everywhere. I mean, it's both in subconscious and also conscious.
Mm.
Yeah, try to think. Uh, I try to find a good example. Okay. Why people gambling? Why people buy the? Why people buy the lottery tickets?
Mm.
Because they saw the price. Why it's so huge? It's a big amount of money. So
Yeah.
yeah, I buy so that I have a chance to win. I
Mm.
spend $1, $2 has a chance to win 1 million, 2 million. This is intuition. But after sometimes you learn about probability, you learn about the statistic, then you found that I probably will not win a lottery ticket, even though uh yeah, I mean even if I keep buying this lottery ticket every day for my remaining life. Yeah, because the probability is not favored to me.
Mm. Yeah. Or maybe
Yeah.
calculate the estimated value, right? The EV,
Mm.
and we'll get a negative one.
Yeah. Yeah. But when you do the analysis, you may still invoke some of the bias. Yeah. Maybe it is not quite quite obvious in analyzing whether you want to buy a lottery ticket or not. But when you're analyzing whether you want to buy a stock or not, yeah, bias comes in. A lot of bias comes in. Confirmation bias.
Mm.
And also information bias. You just see the information you want to see. you ignore the information you don't like. Yeah. So it also, in the past, I also mentioned sometimes we need to find the opposite of the idea, the opposite of our belief. And then we learned it, we try to understand it. Yeah. And understand it doesn't mean to accept it. Yeah. Yeah, this is one of the podcasts I listened yesterday, spoken by the Ray Dalio. And yeah, he said that understanding doesn't mean you have to accept it. Even though like between the country,
Mm.
He's talking about like the US should understand the China, understand the China culture, understand the China economic system, understand China more. And then understand doesn't mean accept. Even though you want to have a war, have a declare war with China, the real war, military war with China, you still need to understand them so that you can like you can outsmart, you can like kind of like try try to beat them. Yeah, you can beat them. Yeah, it requires understanding. Even though you want to have a military war with China, you still need to understand them, understand your opponents, understand your competitors.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is also a good thing. We need to know that. Yeah, we need to understand our opposite belief. Even though at the end we don't accept them. This is how to deal with our cognitive bias. Yeah. Okay. Anything you want to add in?
No.
Okay. So that's all for today's conversation. How do you feel? Did you enjoy the conversations? Please tell us what you think about conversation. And if you are not native speakers, if you found any vocabulary mistake we make, please also comment to let us know. Because we want to learn more and improve ourselves. Remember to like subscribe to us. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.